machine. Come on back down to their knees. No time to waste. Remind the slaves they ain't gonna make it out alive today.
Don't look at what's in front of you.
Hi guys, this is Alvaro Parent, racing for Hub Auto Racing, and this is a lap of the incredible track of Suzuka. So we're going down the main straight here. We're going to go into turns 1 and 2. Really quick turn entry. What a great section this is. Quick entry, and you kind of make it as a one corner. So taking speed in and going down 3 gears to third. Then this is turns 3, 4, 5, and 6 is like a series of left, right, left, right, left, which is great. Feels good when you get it all correct and nice on the throttle, which is an incredible part of the track. Uphill here on turn 7, going up the gears, up to 5th. Then you've got 2 right-handers, turns 8 and 9, which is quite tricky. A big bump on the inside of 8, quite quick entry. Then you brake down second gear for 9. Then another interesting section, which is you have just a little right kink before a really tight hairpin to the left, which you have to sacrifice a little bit, the right-hander, to prepare this hairpin to the left. And now we're coming into corners. The name is the Spoon, so this is a really long right-hander before you get to the Spoon. It's what they call it here, which is a cool high-speed entry. You want to use all the track, kind of open the steering in the middle in between these 2 corners and prepare the exit for a really long straight, heading towards one of the, it's the quickest corner of the track, which is very challenging and feels really good. Really high speed, 6 gear, super quick corner. Then you're heading into the last chicane, hard on the brakes, down to first gear, in our case, in the Porsche, and you want to have a nice exit to finish your lap also. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Lap of Suzuka, an incredible place.
Hey, what's up everybody, Plus Parquet. Hey man, sorry, I've been busy these last couple weeks, and be honest with you, those daily races were just not singing to me. I just wasn't feeling it. You guys know I was kind of going on a little bit of a journey to try to do the front bumper cam instead of the hood/roof cam, because I was much faster in qualifying. Sorry if you hear the fireworks in the background, that sucks. But so I was a little bit faster in the bumper cam. And, you know, I just really wanted to try to work it out. I did a couple races. I lost a ton of rank. Almost went. I'm real low in ADR right now. I didn't want to dip back into Bs. So I was real low on A, and I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't. I can't see shit. I can't do it. So I switched back to the hood/roof cam that a lot of people use, and I just immediately, this is going to be my first race back online using the hood/roof cam after struggling really bad on the front bumper cam. I was making too much contact with people. I just wasn't being consistent. I was just really struggling to see, and my racecraft was just absolute dog shit, dude. There's just no getting around it. So this is my first race back online using the view that I normally try to use. And I had a little interaction with a guy where we had some contact. It happened really fast. I didn't hold up and wait for him, but by the end I earned his respect and we were able to get it together. So this is the Daily Race C. It is Group 2, and we are on, I believe, soft and medium tires for about 12 laps or so. You got to split it however you want to split it. And, you know, we're going to get into it. We're going to check it out. I want some opinions on this stuff, man. So hit those buttons, hit subscribe, hit like, all that kind of stuff, guys. And I appreciate you coming along for the ride. I'm trying to edit things slightly differently so I can do it faster to get, you know, this stuff out to you guys in a reasonable time. It's been a couple weeks since I uploaded something. New people showed up, some other stuff. Share it with a friend. Let them know that I'm the best sim racing content creator on the internet. I don't do things the way that other people do. I'm a little bit retarded. We have fun. I meme the shit up. We do some weird shit. I'm just a crazy weirdo. and I just like to race and talk about it and hear your opinions in the comments. So, man, let's get into that shit. We're gonna get started. And it was a good race. Wasn't a ton of action, but I want to highlight these couple incidents, and I want your opinions on them. So, let me know how you feel in the comments. Let me know. Tell me I suck. Whatever it is, I don't give a shit, man. Screw you. Let's
How
go.
about you go fuck
So
yourself?
I'm starting near the back, and I'm the only person in the RS5 that has DRS on the straights, and then you'll see how that works out for me. I really like that RS5, and then Fallen is the guy I have the incident with. I'm really looking forward to your guys' opinion. Give me those opinions on whether or not you would wait, if you would have waited up for this or not. We're gonna find out how we went from the guy saying, dude, we're in the middle of a race, and by the end of the race, him just giving me a position back. He gave me a position back after being mad at me because of how I drove afterwards. And in the end, I had to tell him, I'm sorry, this was my first race in weeks. And he said, cool, GG, and ended up giving me his position. How is someone mad at me saying dude to me in the middle of a race, but then he gives me his position when I catch back up to him? I don't know. Well, let's find out.
Drive with the driving crooner,
Okay,
baby.
so you guys know I've been doing linear edits where I do the race and I show the laps, and then at the end we check everything out. There I go, banging that DRS. This Audi RS5 or whatever it is, it's the only car on the grid right now that has DRS. Everyone else is just faster than me. The one thing that this Audi has is very strong brakes. The braking on this thing is pretty intense. So I'm going to edit slightly different this time, guys. Let me know if you like it or not. Just because there was a couple of big incidents in this one where when it happens, I'm just going to go back and review what happened right there on the spot. You guys know the drill. I'm going to give you exploded radars. I'm going to give you exploded throttle and brake inputs to check things out whenever it's important. But yeah, this big incident here is what kicked everything off. Lap 1, guys, you know how it is, man, at Suzuka. This shit just kicked off, man. A bunch of bad stuff happened here. All right, we're going to go back. We're going to take a look at everything that happened here. Unfortunately, I got a 2-second penalty for that. I also got punted from behind by the guy by Fallen, and he also got a 2-second penalty when really we didn't have anything to do with that whole mess. And I'll go back and I'll show you what happened. I did rear end that NSX going into the turn, but he was going about 20 to 30 miles an hour slower than you're supposed to be going through that turn. His rear end was loose. He was sliding all over the place, and really he should have been ghosted. I tried my best to brake hard right before I made contact with him, but it is what it is. I made contact, and they punished me for 2 seconds. Whatever. I got punted from behind as well by Fallen, who now is in front of me. He got a 2-second penalty as well. So after this penalty phase all shaked out, everyone serving their penalties, I dropped right back down to P12. So it's very, very unfortunate. It is what it is. It's my first race in a while with not in that front bumper cam where I was absolutely obliterating everyone and ruining at my race every time and losing a bunch of rank and just quitting. So let's go back and take a look at that real quick. Some shit popped off, and then we'll move forward with the next incident. Oh, it's pretty interesting. I don't know. I like checking it out like that. Isn't it crazy that the most wild events kick off with the smallest little minor mistake ever? So this is the chase cam view of me getting through all this. 2-second penalty for forcing that NSX off track. You saw he never left track. Explain that, PD. Anyway, it all kicked off because of this right here. An extension from the GTR to the outside bumped the NSX. The NSX hit the grass, had to hit the brakes, slowing down in a very fast right hand on Degner 1. He had to slam on his brakes and slow down, which caused the NSX in front of this NSX to slow down. They have a concertina effect, all punting each other, allowing the car in front of me to punt. That 4-string of cars punting, it ghosted. I went through it, then I made contact with the NSX, and it said I forced him off track and gave me a 2-second penalty. That boy didn't leave track. What the hell are they talking about? Who left track? Who left the track? He didn't leave the track. I didn't leave the track. What are you talking about? 2-second penalty from Polyphony. Jesus Christ. And then Fallen right behind me, the white car that this whole video is all about, but myself and him racing against each other, he got a 2-second penalty for punting into me and forcing me off track, and I never went off track. Anyway, moral of the story is this NSX in front of me that I punted, that I got a 2-second penalty for, he should have been ghosted. That corner, that turn gets taken somewhere between 80 and 90 miles an hour, depending on how fast you are. P3 in the top left-hand corner went through this turn right before all of us, and he went through there between 80 and 85 miles an hour. myself, I'm the speed at the bottom. 91 miles an hour, I'm fully applied, and I'm bringing it down to that 80 to make the turn through trail braking when I go through. That NSX was barely under control, sliding back and forth. I didn't know whether I should go left, go right, because he was fishtailing all over the place. And ultimately, he's going like more than 20 miles an hour less than that turn requires. And he should have been ghosted, period. And then I got a penalty for it. And this whole situation, all these people died because of this.
I almost killed myself.
Just that.
Julie.
That's all it was, and we were all dead because of it. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that weird?
So we all just barely survived that lap 1. So now we're coming through on lap 2. I'm behind Fallen. Under braking, I can get very close to these guys. So I just need to stay focused, not make any mistakes, and just keep coming through, because I know there's going to be some of this going on. A little bit of argy-bargy nonsense. Now here I am, 2 positions up to P10, and I'm right behind Fallen. Again, I can get very close to these guys under brakes, but I have to be careful not to make contact, anything like that. Fallen gets a good run on this guy. He decides to slide over and cut me off for some reason. I don't know what he was thinking. I guess he thought, hey, I'll just block this guy. You know, whatever. Anyway, so we just come through. We come through Spoon Curve. We're coming out the other end for this straightaway. And I hit my DRS, and I just know the guy behind me is not going to be able to catch me with my DRS, even with Slipstream. So I will be able to stay in front of him and stay between these cars. Now, approaching the Casio Triangle. Last time I came through here, I got very close to these guys. Fallen goes defensive, which compromises him, and I come flying up in. And I'm ready to go. I'm trying to be patient. Now, on face value, you're going to think to yourself, I should hold up and wait for that guy. But I'm here to tell you that happened very, very fast, and I wasn't going to hold up and wait for him, considering it kind of felt like I got a little nudge from behind, and I wasn't positive, but it was just enough of a incident, and then he hits me with the dude, like it's my fault.
Why is it? If a man kills another man in battle, it's called heroic. Yet if he kills a man in the heat of passion, it's called murder.
Hello.
It was some very minor contact that started to make him slide, and to be honest with you, you guys are going to tell me, and I'm going to spoil it now, I was bumped from behind, and I'm going to show you the proof right here. In the end, I knew he was going to come driving at me like a bat out of hell and try to get back at me and try to come at me, so I was very prepared for that. But let's go back. Let's check out and see exactly what happened there. And we're going to check it out from cockpit view real quick. Remember, I close fast on these brakes. But, you know, guys, if you ever tap someone's quarter and spin them out, you should wait for them. But, you know, sometimes it's a little bit of net code. Sometimes you don't really feel it, and you don't know that it was you bumping them and making them spin. You know, and I hate to make an excuse about it, but my wife pointed it out and said, you were bumped from behind. And I said, I don't think so. I really don't think I was bumped. But it was like he went a little bit narrow. He should have maybe went a little more wide. But then, you know, for people that are thinking, you weren't bumped, okay? Here's for you. Do you think I was bumped from behind? Now, don't get me wrong. I could have still waited for him, but this sequence, just like I told him, this happened very fast. But was I bumped?
Pierre Gasly, what has happened? We need to know who's going to come out in front as we see Lance Stroll hitting the barrier and going over the curve one more time.
Yes, I was bumped. So, and that's all it takes, dude. These margins of error are very, very small. And I made just the slightest contact with his quarter, and he obviously had a little too much throttle on when I bumped that quarter, and it started his spin. And then, of course, you know how it goes, where you double bump them, and it kind of spins them, then they ghost, and you drive right through them. I did think about lifting briefly, but then I thought, no, dude, I don't know that was on me. I'm just going to keep going. And he immediately hit me with the dude. So I thought the battle could be on. I mean, so you guys tell me in the comments, if this was you, do you hold up and wait for him? You know, whenever things happen super fast like this, you know, I don't want to be dirty, but at the same time, you know, in this scenario, I was correct. Now, I see him to the right. I know I can close on him, so I stay very far to the left-hand side, and he doesn't stay to the outside, which kind of, you know, threw me off a little bit. And I was squared up and ready to go. Now, that extra little bump from behind me pushed me to the right just a little bit to touch him, just barely. Now, you guys tell me in the comments, should I have waited for him, or should I have continued on and then in a review like we just saw, There was a bump from behind that pushed me into him. Was it fair to continue to go? Do you think he's going to retaliate against me? Do you think he's going to be mad? And if we run into each other again, he'll try to retaliate? Let's find out. So just as a quick race update, I'm in P11. I started on mediums, Fallen started on softs. And we got a little casualty over to the right. Almost died right there, but we made it through up to P10. And then, you know, so our pit phases are going to be different. Let's check it out. Before we get to the pit phase, I just want to remind everyone, remember, I'm switching back and forth camera angles. I just decided to go back to the hood roof cam, and I changed the elastomers in my G Pro, my Logitech G Pro brake pedal, which changes completely the feel of the brake pedal, how it responds, the sensitivity of it. So I'm really in the weeds right now, doing my best to get back used to everything. I'm on the struggle bus. I'm really struggling bad. I'm doing as best as I can. Not to mention, this is the first race that I did with this setup, so I don't know what the best strategy is. We just picked up another position, by the way. Another guy was off on Spoon Curve. I'm coming through. I'm trying to harass this blue GTR as best as I can, respectfully, without giving him a hard time, without going anywhere near bumping him. I don't want to have any more incidents. So I'm just trying to stay close in the S's. This Audi is so strong on the brakes. I'm really able to close in tight and apply pressure without really doing anything too shady or too sweaty to anyone. So I just keep applying the pressure on him, but I know I'm approaching my in lap, and if Fallen was on the softs and he's switching to the mediums, he's going to catch me if I make some mistakes. So I need to be careful here because I don't want to run into Fallen again. I'm worried that he's going to do something crazy. Finally got the GTR off the racing line and was able to get by. This is the beginning. This is the end of this lap, and this is the start of my in lap. I make a huge mistake, miss my braking point. Again, that's why I mentioned the brake pedal. I'm not used to the brake pedal yet. It feels completely different. It depresses differently. It feels very different to me, and I'm doing my best to get used to it. I just got to keep racing. And then that begins my in lap here. We got another guy that's off after the hairpin, had another spinner here at the hairpin, and I pick it up to P7, but I made that huge mistake on that in lap. We're still on the in lap right now, and I made that big mistake that cost me multiple seconds there before I'm coming into the pits here. It's been really rare lately, but I had to point out how smooth that braking was on the turn-in. It's pretty rare for me to have such smooth braking, and I'm really struggling. I got to get back on top of it with the new elastomer. Okay, so that huge mistake on the end lap. Did Fallen get the undercut on me? Here we go, guys. We're coming out of the pits. Lose one position down to P9.
You beat me.
There's Fallen getting by me. And I'm pretty sure he's on mediums. I thought maybe he was on softs, but he is on mediums. I'm on brand new softs, and it's game on, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how mad he is at me. It's been a few laps. He's been driving like a bat out of hell to make sure that he's near me again to maybe get back at me. Let's see how it goes. Would you be mad? Would you retaliate? You tell me. And this is why we love motor racing, because guys, if I didn't make that couple second mistake at the end of that lap to start my end lap, I would be in front of both of these guys right now. But hey, you know what? If my aunt had balls, right?
Daddy, chill.
So I only had 4 laps to go on these soft tires, but I definitely don't want to make contact with him again. So we approached the Casio Triangle, and I know even though I can slide right up behind him, I kept my distance a little bit because I want to telegraph to this guy, hey, whatever happened before was an accident. I did whatever that was. It was just a racing incident.
Nothing, just an incident
do anything
on the race.
We picked up another position with the guy in the pits. We're up to P9. So I'm trying to be as tentative as I possibly can with this guy. I don't want him to retaliate and spin me and make me go. I mean, I've been racing for a long time now. We're at 17 minutes now. The last thing I want to do is get spun because he's mad about what happened before. So I just apply some very light pressure, nothing major, making sure that I don't come close enough to make contact with him in any sort of corners while he's applying some pressure to the guy in front. I'm thinking, dude, let's work together. I'm trying to prove to you I'm not a bad guy, dude. Let's just work together. Again, I'm this Audi is very fast in the corners and on brakes. So I get up behind them, I get square on them, and I start bumping them, letting them know, hey, I want to work with you. Please don't be a crazy person. And I think at this point, he's starting to realize, okay, he doesn't even defend anything like that. He realizes I'm trying to work with him a little bit. Maybe I'm starting to change his mind about me a little bit. And guys, that's why we don't retaliate, man. You can't get mad in the moment because you don't. When shit happens fast, you're not positive. Now they stretch their legs on me on the straight because I'm in the Audi. Then on brakes, I get right up on them again. Okay, so I had to feather the brakes a little bit, let it go, apply them again, just so I can get close, but not too close. Because I don't want to put him in the same position before where I'm passing through the triangle. Again, I'm just applying a little bit of pressure, but I'm telegraphing. I move to the outside right away. When someone bump drafts you and slides to the outside right away, only a huge piece of shit will then dive down the inside of you. I'm trying to telegraph, hey, don't defend. Stick to the outside. Stay on the racing line. Let's work together. Let's get this blue car. You know, I made a mistake earlier. You made a mistake. Or someone made a mistake. We made contact, and I screwed you up earlier. I don't want to do it again. And he's starting to figure it out now. The pressure finally works. The blue car goes wide around that after the S's. And here we go. It's P8 versus P7. With Fallen after the big incident earlier. I'm still worried that he's mad at me. I still don't know for sure, but I'm hoping my telegraphing has let him know that I'm not sweaty, dude. We're good. Let's just race. Let's see. Maybe we can get some more positions. Just stay calm. Let's just keep it moving here. But of course, guys, we're on the penultimate lap. I will pass if I have to. Here we go. That was the first time that I saw him telegraph that he's not going to defend, and I think he wanted me to pass up the inside. But that's a little bit risky there, so I wanted to wait. These cars are too fast to pass right there. It would be clunky, maybe a little bit of a collision. I didn't want that to happen. So that was my first shot where I was like, was he trying to let me go? Again, on this long straight, the GTR stretches its legs. The Audi and DRS catches up on the back end with Slipstream and DRS. Now he slides all the way over to the right hand side, puts on that turn signal, letting me know he wants me to pass him. And if he let go of his brakes and tapped my quarter and spun me out, you know, he's just the biggest piece of shit in the world, and he's a little kid and he's mad about what happened earlier. But that's not the case. You never really know someone's intentions until you race with them a couple times and you realize it. But he just, for whatever reason, I think he just respected me after we went through all that, and he just decided to give me the position. I don't know why he did that. He didn't have to do that. I think he knew I was faster than him a little bit, and I could have passed him multiple times, but I didn't want to risk any more contact with him. So we just talked a little bit afterwards. You know, I just said, hey, I'm sorry that happened fast. He said, cool, GG. I said, I'm sorry it was first race in weeks. And he just said, dude, I had to give you P7. So he just wanted to show some respect. And that's why we race, guys. And that's why we do this shit. You want to check out some bloopers real quick and I'll get out of here? I haven't gave you guys a video in a while. Let's laugh at some bloopers for a couple seconds. I only got a little bit of them, and I'll get you guys out of here, man. I hope you appreciate the video. Hit those buttons, hit like and subscribe so someone sees my videos. But, you know, this one was edited slightly differently. It's not my normal thing. I hope you guys can like it anyway. So we'll jump into some bloopers. You know, I really don't have that many bloopers, guys, and I don't have an awesome outro for you either. So we'll just check out some cool little views, man. I really enjoy the DRS rear view wing view. that was that incident with Fallen. It just was it was adorable how they all split up and got smashed together. So, yeah, this is the blue car that nudged me. Just a little angle from him real quick. And it's just, dude, it's just the tiniest things in motor racing sometimes really just change the race. This is Fallen's view from behind, where he got nudged from me in that same incident, pretty much. I caught a couple other cars. We got that initial incident on lap 1. Just this NSX, just an absolute bowling ball smashing his way through. All these little tiny things. There's a lot of little tiny things. Some of them are bigger than others. Some of them are just, you know, there's some of them aren't too serious. Some of them are huge incidents. It's really just a bunch of different little things. It wasn't no one really did anything crazy in this race. It was all just little tiny mistakes, little too much throttle there, little spin out of the hairpin. Just the strangest things, overdriving the car a little bit. This is just back in the cockpit with me. as we're coming through this. This is my view in the cockpit of that incident coming through here through the Degners. I mean, dude, it's just I don't know where that NSX wanted me to go. And for the third time, that NSX that I bumped from behind did not drive off circuit. I don't know how I forced him off track. It makes no sense at all. Again, another cockpit view. Just because I didn't have a lot of bloopers, I just figured I'd just show some cool angles, just some little, you know, whatever, some rear view camera angles, some cockpit angles, and some stuff like that. Like I said, this was edited slightly differently than I normally do. I just wanted to get you guys something. I haven't been racing a whole lot because I've been so busy with work, but you know, I want to get back to my normal thing, and I want to do my normal thing, man. I really do, but the racing hasn't been consistent. I'm making a lot of changes with my G Pro pedals and the camera view, so I'm kind of like resetting it. I got to get used to everything. It's really giving me a hard time right now, man. But I'm doing my best. I'm not doing shit like this. No offense. I'm sorry. Whoever that Mitsu, I'm sorry, dude. I'm just joking, dude. We all do that stuff. I just, you know, just joking. Yeah, I'm just joking. I'm joking. I almost died.
I'm joking.
So many times I almost died in this race, but somehow I just didn't. But yeah, man, I don't know. It was a fun race. I enjoyed racing with Fallen. I was happy that, you know, in the end, even though he was mad at first, I would have probably been mad too, but you don't really know what happened. You don't know what's going on until you do. So your best bet is just to stay calm, not drive in an angry, retaliatory state, because you might, what if he'd have taken me out thinking that I was the biggest piece of shit in the world, and then he goes, watches the replay and sees that I was nudged from behind, and that's what contributed to us coming together on the most minor of ways. I'd be pretty embarrassed if I smashed you off the circuit and found out that it wasn't totally your fault. It was kind of just a bad situation. But in the end, being the only Audi on the circuit as well was just different. So I just had to watch myself on the brakes, especially with the new elastomers, the different setup in my brake pedal. It was just really, sometimes it catches me out a little bit still. I need to race more. I need to spend more time racing. And I need to improve my racecraft. I need to get used to this stuff. Final decision, I have to use the hood roof cam. I just don't have a choice. But it was fun to use the DRS versus all the GTRs. It was all GTRs and NSXs versus my Audi, and I think I held it together for the most part with the Audi versus everyone else. I love banging that DRS on them and just pulling away from them here and there. But they were they're fast. Those GTRs are fast. Those NSXs are fast. Those Group 2 cars are very fast. But I hate using all the same cars. It's so boring. So I just had to jump in something different and use the Audi. All these bloopers were a little silly, just a little adorable little spins and stuff. Nothing too crazy. Just while I talk and shoot the shit with you guys as we get the hell out of here. But yeah, I'm gonna make some more videos. I'm gonna make some short ones. I had another race from this week that's going on right now, where where Chris Halco destroyed me off the circuit, but I'm going to take the blame on it. But we're going to go 50-50 on the blame on it. I'm going to drop a short video that's going to show that, and I'm going to get in the cockpit more. I need to do some more racing. I plan on producing some more videos. They might be shorter, they might be less memey, less funny, less goofy stuff that I do. That just try to make it entertaining and just maybe focus on the racing a little bit more. I've been thinking about, you know, doing F1 videos and talking about F1 racing because I'm a huge F1 fan, and just I was wondering if people were, you know, interested in talking and looking at some of the stuff from F1. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Tell me if you think it might be a good idea to, you know, do some other things, do some shorter videos with sim racing, do some F1 talk, do some other things. I don't know. If you got any ideas, let me know how you feel about the changing editing I've been doing with just doing things slightly differently, some things that you like, things you don't like. Just let me know, man. I'm just having fun, just trying to make these things and just enjoy it, build the community, and just talk to people. I've been so busy with work. I'm just trying to get back to it. But all right, man, I'm gonna let you guys go, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Hit those buttons so more than 166 people will be sent my video every time I make it. That'd be pretty cool. All right, man. Next time I'll give you guys a better intro and outro. that's full-blown retarded, so you can really enjoy it, man. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Just enjoy the last little bit, and I'll see you guys soon.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so do we. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. Backpack full, but I gave it to my bro. When the girl under my arm is mad cause the car full. I was 17 when they were calling me a shady wannabe. It's funny cause I grew up stealing from Marshalls. Woke up on the couch, no cash in my house. Never read, can you see where the cash went? Sure. I was in a Jeep, I had a bottle next to me and it was yelling at me in a French accent. Bonjour. Black on the tee, black on the jeans, passionately bent back like a crash on a street freak. Accident, token the accident freak. T used to be a chopper, then he passed in a lead. 20 racks my fee. Obviously too cheap, I get checks with the best. Broke up with a Barbie and now I call her Charlie. They all turn brat when my ex see my ex in a Jeep, bitch. I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so do we. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
Young tall call said great, I need a fade. I told him big bag, y'all give me by the weight. Sicker than the cold, I'ma stand that beat. And I make a house weak, cause I sun when I sleep. The catacomb crook, neighborhood at a route hook. One look, had him on shook. The brand with the blade in the book. The chef and the cook raise up, but your soul get took. Holding up in that Jeep, slumping mat when we creep. Deep in your set, couple of freaks and they cheap. Showing them all what they need, the lyrical vet. Terror in Tokyo, so go get broken. We throwing their ass in a bin. Heavyweight horror, I got something for her and all of her friends. Never gon' see me again.
It's Godzilla! It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not. Still, we should run like it is Godzilla!